What is going on, guys? Paul here, Process Minted, the masterminds of packaging. We're breaking down the world's best packaging. Think about your hero product right now that you have, or the product that you're gonna create for a second, right? You've got this beautiful product that you wanna display and share with everyone in the world. And sometimes we wanna create awesome packaging for it, but we don't wanna hide it because it's that cool. So in today's video, I'm gonna share with you guys how and why you should consider doing a museum presentation methodology in your packaging. I'm also gonna be sharing the structural engineering behind this box that we designed for Ernie Ball, also some of the design principles that we can learn from, and I'm gonna get into the strategy a little bit about why we created this box in particular, the way we did it, and as always, I'm gonna show you guys what this cost to make, to manufacture. So if you wanted to build something just like it, literally, you could build something for yourself. So this museum presentation methodology, what does this mean exactly? Why would you ever consider this for your packaging, right? For that beautiful hero product. Something that Ernie Ball created was this gold-plated foot pedal for their electric guitars, right? This is Ambient Delay. So this is like a beautiful product and we wanted to put it on display. And so rather than like cover it all up, let's build this museum-esque display around it, right? So we used an actual PET plastic, which is much more cost-effective than what we probably could have done if there was like no budget constraints. But you know, you could do an acrylic, you could do a polycarbonate or like a blended of different plastics. I'm not gonna go into that detail today, but we did a PET plastic that just houses right over the front of this foot pedal here. And sometimes photography just doesn't do it justice on the outside of a package. So this package itself and this product itself is kind of heavy. The product is over 2 pounds. And so sometimes if you have like an odd shaped product or you have a heavy product, you're gonna definitely want to work with a packaging structural engineer. And we have a team of those here at Process that worked on this box in particular because we're trying to achieve that maximal level display, but also have it so it's not jostling around and gonna ship well and be protected inside this. So one of the things that we did was we used this double thick rigid base here, like a really nice matte finish, the PET plastic as I mentioned. And you know, when you're considering building something similar for your company, your brand, your product, you've gotta look at the track record of a packaging engineering firm, company, design agency. And there's a lot of designers out there, and designers, we absolutely love you because you're so talented at what you do. But when you consider packaging, it's a different level. You wanna work with a CAD designer, a packaging engineer, because they understand what it takes to ship, to protect, to tie in the product, all while maintaining a very simple, seamless unboxing experience. And that's exactly what we did here at Process for Ernie Ball. So just look at somebody's track record, look at what they've done in the past. Is your product less complicated than something they've done? Chances are they're gonna do great for you in engineering a great package. Now, looking at some of the design principles, why didn't we print, because we have a sleeve here, right? We have this sleeve and it's got this brand messaging on the outside of this. Why didn't we just print the stuff right here on the plastic? Well, I'm gonna get into that strategy in just one second, but first of all, it creates a really nice reveal. And by itself, it can just display on the shelf, right? It gives us this really kind of museum-esque presentation to this. So dipping into some of that strategy behind this build is, you know, when you're considering packaging, what kind of packaging should you do? Why? First of all, study your competition. And that's exactly what we did with Ernie Ball, was we understood, okay, most of their competition is putting this in a corrugated shoe, like cardboard type box. And so we wanted to go in a different direction, not just for the sake of being different, although that's awesome, but what we found in the sales of this particular product is most of the time, you know, a lot of their distribution was in like guitar stores and music stores. And a lot of times it's actually displayed in a counter behind them. So we said, okay, let's create this presentation where it can just set up kind of in this, really like have this intrigue and this drawing the shopper into the product and, you know, having a display up like this. And that's why, again, we kind of kept the branding off and put it on this sleeve. The sleeve, you need that branding, you need that design. Gives us still a really awesome reveal here when we slide this box off, but then by itself, it can merchandise quite well. And so that was really some of the strategy. You need to understand, even if you're not in brick and mortar, right, where you're sold, who you're sold next to, if you're straight up on your own e-commerce website or on Amazon, You look at those Amazon, those handful of images that are on the left side of your product. When you click through those, how are those presenting? That is like literally your merchandising right there. How are you presenting your product? Is your packaging enhancing that, or is it detracting from that? And so that's why it's really important to understand the strategy, who you're selling against, and why. It's also worth noting how we built in controls to the artwork to allow us to perfectly match the product colors, and the type was really readable against this black. So we created swatches with different parts of the renderings to test printing over the metallic paper. Then we could pick the perfect color mix for this mass production. So let's get into the cost. How much would a box like this cost to manufacture if you wanted to build something just like it? Well, if one of our factories overseas were doing something like this, all in, you'd be at $3.10. The PET cover is 45 cents. The double thick rigid base is $2.10. The sleeve with a mirrored metallic paper, soft touch coating and spot UV is at that 55-cent mark. So if you want to, you guys consider this. If you've got a beautiful product, you want to wrap it up and have the product really be the hero of this whole package, consider this museum presentation methodology. Make sure you hire a great structural engineer for your packaging. Make sure they have a great design strategy behind why they're doing what they're doing, and make sure they're keeping those costs in that $3 mark when they're building something just like this. You guys, thank you for tuning into the show. My name is Paul. This is the Masterminds of Packaging. If you want us to build you and design you a package just like this, check us out at processag.com, and we will see you guys on the next one.